How's it going, everyone? Today I just looked to make a short video about what I'm looking forward to in the gachas I play. I consider this a little project of mine, mostly so I can remind myself. This video isn't exactly supposed to be made in the greatest detail, but more so in an audio log that I can keep track of, and hopefully can interest anyone listening in. I'll go in order of the gacha games I play as my daily routine, the first being FGO. I played the JP server as most of the new and exciting content is always out there first. As of recording this video, today is actually the Fate Strange Fake collab stream. A lot of excitement there, seeing how well received the anime was. Richard was released as a New Year's servant in the past and is now on both JP and Global, so the collab's gonna be the current hype for FGO until the main story update in June. Next will be Blue Archive. Keep gatekeeping, boys. Blue Archive's next major update will be the Deca story update, with all the Millennium Girls coming in winter wear like Himari, Rio, Gundam Arisu, and Kei. The last banner I pulled was for Subaru, because I like the Aris school a lot, they're my babies. So BA still has some time away for that update, although Fox Squad releasing in JP recently has also been a huge deal. Looking forward to that. Then we have the what I like to call the Hoyo Trinity, so HSR, Genshin, and ZZZ respectively. HSR recently had the 4.2 update with Silver Wolf level 999, and now waiting for Evanesia. I did the 4.2 update recently on a YouTube live, and I thought it was okay, probably just setting up for the next patch. But for an anti-patch, it has felt a little empty, so much leaves to be desired for HSR. In other news, probably Pearl would be my next most excited character to pull for, next to Nihilix maybe. For Genshin, we just had the 6.5 patch, now midway in and waiting for the 6.6 update with Nicole. This patch has starred Linnea, or as most of you who follow Genshin has been a sign of power creep. At this point, who is surprised? Gecko is like the new Wolf Lord, but worse, and Papilla is just welcome back without even doing anything. At least the Temple of Space area is really cool. Genshin World Quests have always repeatedly impressed me, but totally not shilling at all. And I look forward to more of them. They're always the main highlight next to the Archon quests. 6.7 is probably the return of you-know-who. And supposedly there's no 6.8 since Shinsaya is coming in August. So a lot of hype and pulls in the coming months of Genshin. For ZZZ, the next big update will be 3.0. 2.8 will mark the end of Season 2. We'll have to say, a lot of people didn't really like how Wi-Fi was executed, since most of the events just resolved in one round Wi-Fi and is always coming back to the Lemnin Hollow, where there's a lot of stages there. So the hope is that Roskilde Fair, the 3.x area, is most likely going to be more immersive, and World Space hopefully there'll be more to do, not like just one singular area and then there's just come back to the same hollow. ZZ's story has been alright. It's the epilogue prologue to set up Season 3. Cisia having the power vibes from Chainsaw Man. Though I'm saving for Verlica since she is Tamamo's JPVA from Fate. I do like scheming women. Also, Miyabi's skin is great. Eat more melons. After that, we got CZN. CZN is getting their Season 3 update 2 next week, as well as some character buffs. Their new mode Swordy is supposedly going to make it feel like Slay the Spire 2, which is also a great game that just released this year. CZN, their second seasonal character is Hidamari, alongside Aldehyde and Tenebria. The latter two are not seasonal. Probably just gonna pull for base Hyde and Adel, and maybe get Tenebria and a partner, since Tena is like a classic character from E7, even though I don't play E7, but I know the name. Then we have probably the biggest gacha release this year, Arknight's Enfield. The 1.2 update with Fang Yi was great. Although I have some qualms with the pacing of the story. I thought like middle halfway was like done, but if you played through the story, you would have known that the pacing was not exactly natural. You know, it is what it is, but I hope they notice the feedback from this. And still haven't gotten Fangy because I'm a broke boy. I'm more of a factory gamer, even if, you know, Kirsten just makes my life easier. Shout out to the GOAT. I do find it interesting that even if you CV paste blueprints, it's still important and fun that you learn ideally by yourself how the factory works. Like, you know, if I just copy pasted blueprints, I never would have understood why we can't optimize, like, for example, Hadanite farm, just the new mat, because we just don't have enough cuprium. We need like 8 lines, and now currently we can only have 6. If we try to make 8, we're just gonna run out of cuprium log. So hopefully the mid-May update of that new test area release can give more cuprium and pulls. Fangi, come home please by then. I also expect to have headaches every patch because of how new factory stuff works. After that, we got the last two, which I describe as the most tedious gachas of all the ones I've listed, like 30 minutes to 1 hour minimum for dailies alone. Both by side games, coincidentally, it's Uma and Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, or Shadowba for short. Uma's next big update is probably whenever the Agnes Tachyon support card comes out, aka my GOAT. So like July, August. Trackblazer is the most recently released scenario, and man, has it made dailies longer. Probably my least favorite scenario, simply because there's a lot of RNG and restrictions, like, you know, meaning Mal Aptitude A, 300 speed, and Umar tryhards is just crazy in general. Side note, I will never understand how people can have, like, X MLB support card without pulling. Like, it's just virtually impossible. Probably half my fault, because I only ever pulled on the Kitashan Black banner and never went for the MLB Rico banner. So I assume that everyone's dupes probably came from there. For me, the best way to enjoy Uma is just not bothering with tryharding CM. Of course, you can follow guides and builds and whatnot, but playing Uma as free to play means it's just gonna suck. But you know, I guess that's how side games earns the big bucks. Speaking of not bothering, Shadowba is probably the next stressful thing on this list. Makes Trackblazer run stress look like a joke. Shadowba's newest set is also coming out next week, with Artifact seeming making like a comeback. Super original, by the way, and Sword being rally slub. I just treat Shadowba like Dota 2. It's like they're both competitive games that I can't ever take seriously because there's just no point. It's better on my mental health that way. That and compared to Shadowverse 1, Shadowverse 2 will probably never have my respect. Because of like, if you play Shadowverse 1, you know Shadowverse 2's monetization is just abysmal. You just see like content creators everywhere, they just have like money, they just buy the battle pass, and they have like every leader under the sun. I mean, I guess I only play the game out of obligation, sometimes a time killer, mostly just to know what's going on when trying to watch other people play Shadowba. If you can't tell at this point, Shadowba isn't even a gacha at this point, it's just dopamine stress. And that's it for my daily routine. It's enough gachas that my backlog is always filled with something to do, otherwise I would have been playing Trails Beyond the Horizon already. That game is like mega stalled. Really should get around it, but gacha backlog is like so that one. It's like whenever one ends, there's just another one creeping up the corner. Which is funny because like before this, I think my gachas number of gachas I played were kind of healthy, but now it's like Ouroboros is the like you finish one backlog and then another one just pops up, and then it's like it's too much all at once. Before I end, I'm also planning to make a video review of my accounts, just to have a log of what progress my games have at one point. Again, this is more of a personal project. Thanks for listening.